Today, we're diving into the top 10 survival movies ever made. Heart-pounding stories of courage, endurance, and the human will to survive against all odds. Grab your popcorn because this journey into survival cinema is about to begin. Coming in at number 10, The Edge, 1997. The story follows wealthy Charles Morse, photographer Bob Greene, and their companions on a wilderness photo trip that turns into a fight for survival. After their small plane crashes in the remote Alaskan backcountry, the three men escape the wreckage and set out into rugged terrain with limited supplies. As they navigate dense forests and icy rivers, tensions rise and survival skills are tested. The men must rely on their wit, the environment, and each other to find a way out while confronting physical exhaustion, fear, and the harsh reality of nature. Their journey reveals the fragility and strength of the human spirit. Coming in at number 9, Alive, 1993. The story follows a Uruguayan rugby team and their friends and family who board a flight over the Andes in 1972. When the plane crashes into a snow-covered mountain, the survivors find themselves trapped with injuries, little food, and no immediate rescue. Facing freezing conditions and starvation, they must band together, find shelter in the wreckage, and make tough decisions to stay alive. As days turn into weeks without contact, they confront desperation, dwindling hope, and the harsh reality of nature's cruelty. Their collective struggle becomes a powerful story of endurance, resilience, and the lengths people will go to stay alive. Coming in at number 8, Tunnel, 2016. The story follows automobile salesperson Jung Soo, who becomes trapped when the newly opened Hado Tunnel collapses around his car during a routine drive home. With only limited water, food, and phone battery, he must endure an uncertain fate amid rising panic and isolation. Outside, rescue teams and news crews rally, but obstacles in the tunnel's structure complicate efforts to reach him. Jung Soo holds on to hope as days pass, connecting with the outside world through brief communications, scavenging what supplies he has and trying to stay mentally focused. The intense situation becomes a test of endurance, patience, and sheer will to survive. Coming in at number 7, Everest, 2015. The story revolves around two expedition groups attempting to summit Mount Everest, the world's highest and most dangerous peak. As they push toward the summit, they encounter unexpected weather and perilous conditions that transform their adventure into a desperate fight for survival. Trapped by a violent storm high on the mountain, climbers must rely on their experience, teamwork, and determination to stay alive amid freezing temperatures, thin air, and treacherous terrain. Each decision becomes a matter of life or death as they confront the unforgiving power of nature and struggle to make it back down to safety. Coming in at number 6, Life of Pi, 2012. The story follows Pi Patel, a young boy from India whose family decides to emigrate with their zoo animals aboard a ship. When the ship sinks during a storm, Pi finds himself adrift in the vast Pacific Ocean on a lifeboat. He is not alone. He shares the boat with a Bengal tiger named Richard Parker, a zebra, an orangutan, and a hyena. As days turn into weeks, Pi must find ways to coexist with the tiger while securing food, water, and safety amid storms, sharks, and isolation. His journey is a test of faith, courage, and ingenuity as he struggles to survive. Coming in at number 5, Cast Away, 2000. The story is set in the life of Chuck Noland, a dedicated systems engineer whose plane crashes into the Pacific Ocean during a storm. Washed ashore on a deserted island, he is left entirely alone with only the remnants of the wreckage and his wits to keep him alive. Chuck must find food, water, and shelter while learning how to endure extreme isolation. As days turn into months, he adapts to island life, using creativity and willpower to survive. His journey becomes one of both physical endurance and inner transformation, as he learns to cope with solitude and cling to hope. Coming in at number 4, The Gray, 2011. The story revolves around a group of oil workers whose plane crashes into the harsh, frozen wilderness of Alaska. With limited supplies and brutal weather, the survivors struggle to stay alive as they trek across miles of unforgiving terrain in hopes of rescue. As they battle thirst, hunger, and exhaustion, they are stalked by a pack of wolves that see them as prey, turning the frozen landscape into an ever-present threat. Personal fears, memories, and the will to survive test each man's spirit, forcing them to confront the true nature of survival in a world ruled by nature's merciless laws. Coming in at number 3, Into the Wild, 2007. The story follows Christopher McCandless, a young man who gives up his possessions and savings to leave behind conventional life and embark on a journey of self-discovery across North America. Rejecting societal expectations, He hitchhikes through deserts, mountains, and small towns, meeting people who shape his understanding of life, freedom, and human connection. Eventually, he reaches the Alaskan wilderness where he camps in an abandoned bus and attempts to live off the land. As the beauty and solitude of nature challenge his idealism, he learns how difficult it is to survive alone and confronts the costs of living apart from society. Coming in at number 2, 127 Hours, 2010. The story revolves around Aron Ralston, a lone adventurer trekking through the remote canyons of Utah. While exploring Blue John Canyon, a sudden rockfall pins his arm against the wall of a narrow ravine, leaving him trapped with no one nearby to help. Over the next 5 days, he struggles to conserve his limited water and food, battling isolation, fear, hallucinations, and freezing nights. As hope fades, Aron refuses to give in and uses his resourcefulness to find ways to survive and maintain his mental strength. His ordeal becomes a harrowing testament to resilience and the will to live. Coming in at number 1, The Revenant, 2015. The story follows frontiersman Hugh Glass, who is part of a fur-trapping expedition in the uncharted American wilderness of the 1820s. After being brutally attacked by a grizzly bear during a hunt, Glass is left gravely wounded and presumed dead by his companions. Alone and struggling against freezing terrain, wild animals, and relentless hardship, he must rely on his instincts, physical endurance, and sheer will to stay alive as he makes his way through unforgiving landscapes. Throughout his journey, Glass battles the elements and confronts the fragile bonds of loyalty and betrayal among his fellow trappers. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an update.